Beautiful souls, do you have a prayer request or want us to send you healing energy today? Would you like us to be praying for you, a friend, or a loved one? If this is you, go to worldslargestprayernetwork.com to submit your prayer requests. And while you're there, please join our team of prayer warriors. Your angels say that prayer not only opens you to miracles, raises your vibration, and helps you heal, but the more you pray, the more God's presence is felt here on earth. Feel your angels' love right here, right now, as they surround you, and be on the lookout for positive, loving messages that are meant specifically for you in today's episode. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancius, and we're back here again today with Heather. Heather is the author of One Green Thing. It's a book that came out about eco-anxiety, and we had her on the podcast in April 2022. Heather White, thank you so much for being here today to share your angel stories.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Julie.
Yay.
Thank you for having me.
You have this amazing story of peace just descending over you and you knowing what it is that you were supposed to do with your future. You have to share this story with the audience.
Oh, I'd be happy to. And this is how I start off my book. And this was in the mid 90s. And I say in the book, think Smashing Pumpkins and Ani DeFranco and Diggable Planets. And I was like in all my flannel. 1994, I was an exchange student in Dunedin, New Zealand, studying conservation biology. And I actually traveled by myself, which was pretty rare for me. And it was exciting as a 21-year-old student to be just backpacking throughout the South Island of New Zealand by myself. And I went to this amazing place called Lake Tekapo. The water is this remarkable kind of aquamarine color. There's all these snow-capped mountains around it. And I went to this beautiful church called the Church of the Good Shepherd. And I had my, clunky hiking boots on and spent some time just staring at the lake from one of the pews. And it's this beautiful, beautiful panorama of the lake from the church. And then I walked out and took off my clunky boots and my thick socks and just kind of dug my feet into the earth and just kind of sat and looked at the lake. And then I just had this whole calm come over me. And I knew then and there that I wanted to be an environmental lawyer. I just was like, I want to protect landscapes like this for grandkids if I ever have them. And that's what I want to do with my life. And that's actually my whole concept of One Green Thing, which is the title of my book, really came from this idea of taking a moment each day to connect with nature and the power that it can bring to people. But it was really that moment which was an angel moment for me. And I actually wrote a letter to my parents then and there that this is what I'm going to do. This is my calling. This is what I want to do with my life. And I wrote a letter to my boyfriend, who turned out to be my husband. He's still my husband, which is great. So that worked out great too. And told him, this is what I want to do. So that was one of these angel moments of just clarity, of peace, of this is who you are. This is what you're meant to do.
Was it something that even before that moment that you had been dwelling on, thinking on? Because it seems to me almost in that moment, it's kind of like when people say that they meet their spouse and it just clicks, like they just have that knowingness of this is the right person. I do believe that those are spiritual moments where that energy just descends and you are in a space of spirit directing you. This is your future.
It definitely was spiritual. I think I've shared with you, like in our previous interview, that I'm a wonk. I'm very much into the charts and the graphs and the data and solving the problems. And so I was studying conservation biology. I was studying environmental science. So I love critters, as my mom would say, and I love beautiful landscapes. But what I was going to do after that, I wasn't really sure about. And I, of course, had thought about 1,000 different things, but this was definitely feeling spirit led, that this is what I am meant to do. This is what I need to do. And this is what will happen. And it was this sense of certainty, but not in a rigid way, but just a fluidity
Yeah.
to the certainty.
Yeah.
It just felt so right.
Yeah.
And it was very exciting. So yes,
Well, in
definitely spirit led.
alignment. Yeah.
Yeah, an alignment. Yeah, an
Yeah.
alignment. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Okay, so then you have another story, which is totally an angel story, where you randomly meet this agent who pushes for your book to get published. And I believe that we can be earth angels to one another here on earth. And she was someone sent in your path in order to help you on this journey. You have to tell everybody about this.
No, that's absolutely the case. And she was sent. So I had been thinking about writing a book for a while, ever since that moment in the mid 90s in New Zealand, this idea of this one green thing, and it's something that I had been thinking about. And I reached out to one friend who I knew had written a book. And I said, hey, do you happen to, actually, I knew she'd written a book and she lived in New York. So I said, do you know anyone who was a literary agent that I could just brainstorm with? And she said, yeah, you should talk to my agent. She's really great. I think you'd like her. And I met her and she was wonderful and amazing. And like on the spot, we decided to work together. And she did not give up on my vision. Because I'll tell you, you probably are not surprised, Julie, that writing an environmental book is hard. A lot of people in the publishing world don't think environmental books sell. Climate change is too depressing. And my agent did not give up on me and did not give up on this concept, and really was an earth angel for this vision that I had and this dream that I had, and making it a reality. And so was my friend who just introduced me to her. Like, these small acts can be life-changing for so many people. And that act of hers changed my life for sure.
Well, and there's so many people who listen to the podcast who want to do something big themselves, but think to themselves, I don't know like how it's going to all come together. You don't have to know the how, right? You just have to know the what. You just have to know, I need to go write this book. It'll come out. We can't do anything alone. We can't save the earth alone. We are not Superwoman, Superman. We need one another. And what I firmly believe is that when you're called spiritually to do something in this life, God, universe, source is going to place earth angels, people in your path who are going to assist you. But if you let your egoic mind stop you and say, well, I'm never going to have this literary agent. This is never going to happen. So I'm just not going to write the book. Then it can't come out. It can't be birthed into creation, into this world. So I love your story because I think it's just such a beautiful testament to take action. Like, if you build it, it will come.
Yes. And that's not easy for me, Julie. As this wonk, I want to have it all mapped out and all planned out. And this is going to happen there. And this book, I mean, is super vulnerable, but I think, to your point, it's also an act of faith. And letting it go is not a skill I have. But I'm really working on it. And this whole process has helped me understand. I think a lot of times we tell ourselves things like, who do you think you are? And no, you're thinking too big. And I did have key friends who told me, think big, don't think small, think big, think big, think big. You can do this. You can do this. I had lots of earth angels as good friends, but it was really these two key people, one who had written a book before and the other who introduced me to her agents, that really put me on the path for this to become a reality.
Friend, if the idea of connecting to your angels and changing your life using your very own spiritual gifts sounds amazing and is deeply resonating with you today, I want you to go on my website and check out my angel membership. Registration is open. Sign up today and you'll get access to new course content and events each week and a private community. Members love how everything you need for your spiritual awakening is all in one place. Sign up today. Angel membership. It's incredibly healing. Also, the winner of this month's free reading with me is in the show notes below. Leave a 5-star positive review of my podcast or book, and you could be next month's winner. Lastly, check out the upcoming events page on my website, theangelmedium.com, because we have a lot of upcoming events that I know you're going to be interested in.
And I love this idea of like, one of my chapters is actually, my book is called No, You Can't Go It Alone. And, it's all about compassion and how we have to reach out to others, and we are a community. And of course, there is the source, this divine connection, that the more that you tap into that and the more faith you have, the more you can release yourself of outcomes. But surprisingly, they lead you into directions you never even thought possible. And it's part of my growth for sure.
That's amazing. Heather White, thank you so much for being here today on the show. You're incredible. I'm so glad that you didn't give up, that you kept going. And everybody listening, don't give up. The Spirit's message today is, if you build it, they will come. They are relying on you to birth what is in your heart into creation here in this world. And if you want to check out Heather's book, which I highly, highly recommend, it's called One Green Thing. It's everywhere books are sold. And we're going to put that information in the show notes below. But Heather, if people want to reach out to you, where can they find you?
Thank you so much for asking, Julie. At onegreenthing.org is my nonprofit. heatherwhite.com is my personal website. And if you could follow us at One Green Thing on Instagram and at Heather White Official on Instagram, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, amazing. Beautiful soul, thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Julie. You know I'm all about connecting you with messages from your angels and loved ones on the other side. If you've been listening today and you're super excited and just have to know which angels are sitting around you now, who's connecting with you, and how they're supporting you, go to theangelmedium.com. Register for a virtual session. You can do a reading with me or a member on my team. We're all incredible. We all talk to angels daily, and we can help you in making sure that your angels are doing the best they can to support you and guiding you to the life you want to live. Virtual sessions, they're only offered on my website, never, never, never offered on social media, only offered on theangelmedium.com. Sign up today. And if you're the person who's really excited, you're ready to go all in developing your unique spiritual gifts, growing your intuition, starting your own healing business, you can sign up for my Angel Reiki School to become a certified angel messenger. That's for the healers among us who feel called to grow their intuition to the max and serve humanity with their gifts. You'll learn energy healing, mediumship, how to deliver angel messages, and business mastery skills. That's the Angel Reiki School. You can find more information on theangelmedium.com or DM me over on Instagram at Angel Podcast with any questions you have. Friends, before you go, connect with your angels by placing your hand on your heart, taking a deep breath. Imagine a doorway filled with God's unconditional love in front of you. I want you to step into that love in front of you. And I want you to feel it as it fills your body, your chakras, and your auric field. Now ask your angels, what would you have me know today? And open yourself to the positive, loving messages they have just for you.